I'd like to invite you to come and sit in silence with me once again today. I'd like to remind you to sit in a very open posture, in a posture of receiving, of acceptance even. Perhaps you would like to go to your go-to chair, that comfortable couch, even a bed if you so choose. Just become aware of your breathing. And allow your breathing to instill a calmness in you. Now I'd like you to become aware of your feet as they're resting on the ground. And just be reminded of being grounded, of being held upright by the stability of the ground. Be reminded of being grounded in God's love again. Perhaps you can sense that physically, in the balance, the stability that it brings. Breathing deeply again. And with every breath that you take, become aware of breathing, of breath as a gift of life. Allow every breath that you take to remind you of the sacred life which is given as a gift. I'd like you to become aware of your legs, your chair upon which you're sitting. Allow the chair to welcome you here today in a sense of belonging, in reminding you that you belong. And allow that sense of belonging to strengthen and reinforce and remind you of the groundedness, the rootedness which you experienced in your feet. Now I'd like you to breathe in deeply again. Breathe into your core. Experience how breath reminds you of the fullness of life. Breathe into your core. And allow the experience of breathing deeply to remind you of fullness, the fullness of life. Now I'd like you to become aware of your back, your shoulders, your arms, your hands, the palms of your hands. Feel the warmth there. Experience that as calmness, as peace. Just sit in this calmness for a while. Breathing deeply again. And as you breathe in like that, Breathing deep into your core, you experience, you're reminded of the fullness of life. I'd like you to distribute that throughout your body until you feel a certain fullness in which you are immersed. Breathe in deeply into your core. Experience the fullness of life and distribute that throughout your body until you become immersed in the fullness of life. I'd now like to invite you, after a passage by Sharon Grusendorf, to think about the turmoil of our times, all the uncertainty, even the fears that we experience. And today imagine that you're standing with your feet in the sea, and all this instability, even chaos, the fears, the turmoil, is rushing upon you like waves, breaking against your legs. For a moment, just experience the turmoil, the fears as waves in the sea, pulling you this way and that, breaking against your legs. But now I'd like you to imagine with me that you're diving beneath these waves. And as you enter the depth of the ocean, you experience a calmness. Dive underneath these waves, and as you enter the depth, you're enveloped in calmness. You're reminded of the depth of the love of God for you. Enter this ocean of love in the deepness, in the depth. Feel how it envelops you. Rest in that. Come home to the love of God in the deepness, in the depth. Be secured, physically secured. Experience this in a very physical way today as you become aware of just being enveloped by the depth of God's love. Now I'd like you to sit in this deepness of love with me for a few moments, for a few minutes. And today, as we become aware of being enveloped by God's love in a very physical way, also be reminded that we share this, that there's community, that there's union in this experience. We're never alone. We share the depth of the love of God enveloping us. Let us sit in each other's silence. Let us experience this love in which we're enveloped for a few minutes. Thank you. Now breathing deeply again and experience how you are still immersed in this love of God, enveloped in a way where you feel your weight being carried by the ocean of God's love. And now I'd like to invite you to take that with you throughout your day. Thank you.